Here are DANNYonPC and Bloodhound, and today we're going to be diving into the awesome world of Red Dead Redemption and take a look at all the amazing details Rockstar has put into their games. Here are more than 100 awesome details in the game, and this list is in no particular order. However, there are some slightly more gory ones at the end. We also try to avoid any story-related spoilers, and full disclosure, some clips are sources from Reddit because they're so utterly specific, and I couldn't redo them because I might have ruined it earlier on in my story. Anyways, let's start. Horseballs shrink in the cold, which is one of the most important details in video game history. Horses can poop. NPCs can get kicked by their own horse, and also very important, you can pet dogs. Beards grow over time, and you can shave them. You can see yours and your own horse's breath in the cold, and a warm horse can steam in the cold environments. There's a guy who pukes on the street and then starts sleeping in it.
Well, that was sad.
When you miss an enemy's face, he reacts realistically. Shadow diffuses based on how close something is to the ground, sharper at the base, more diffused at the top, which might only be visible on the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. This even changes when clouds change. When it rains, puddles can form, and puddles form in muddy footsteps.
See you at the general store when you're done.
Water current will drag bodies away, useful for disposing them quietly. Light penetrates through cloth in a realistic way, including your hat. Sand and snow deforms when your horse falls into it, and snow reacts realistically to other movements as well, including ground deformation and the falling of trees. Snow falls on your jacket, but when close to a fire, it melts again. Fat on caught animals bounces realistically on the back of your horse. Blood of bodies stay on your horse's back, and same goes for your clothing. If you then go into the water, it will wash off, however the blood will actually be visible in the water, and this also works for muddy clothes. NPCs can steal your horse, but if you whistle to your horse, he throws them off. Mirrors, they just work. Flowing into the next point, the game has some awesome kill animations.
Son of a bitch!
Shooting a barrel with booze will make the booze flow out, and you can drown people by dragging them into the water with your lasso. But if you put them into a shallow puddle that is deep enough to submerge them, they will lift their head to get air. You can also put them on fire at a camp. There's at least 2 UFOs in the game, and maybe more. There's a little hobbit house in the game, and piano players press buttons. You also pull the right levers to toot the horn of the trains. Birds eat from dead animals, and if you skin animals, you're actually ripping off their skin. When drunk, your button prompts are also drunk.
We're looking all over for you, Lenny.
Spamming the holster button will make Arthur spin his revolver. Throwing a candle over turns it off, and pigs will eat off of dead bodies. If a gun falls on the ground, it can accidentally fire. You can catch things if it falls down.
Tell me twice.
Horses will kick you or NPCs that they don't trust, and you can go into the bath if you're getting too dirty after some bar fights, and we're sure that PC Gamer will like this. When bringing in to sell a carriage, the NPC will actually open the door to let you in. If your hat gets shut off and pick it up, it will have a hole in it. Horses can actually swim, just like in real life, a detail many games don't nail. If you climb a hill, rocks can come loose, making you trip. Arthur will catch his hat if the wind blows it off. Arrows will break if you turn a body, and Arthur can slide on ice. There's different animations to get on your horse when he's standing above you on a hill, And if you're drunk, you get different horse enter and exit animations. Carriages can also nicely break. If you go to WheelerRawson.com and sign in with your Rockstar account, you can buy items in-game and let it deliver. If lightning hits you, you'll fly up into the air, and you can give your horse a mohawk or braid its manes. If you catch a criminal on the road, tie him up and bring him to the sheriff, you get some nice money for your rewards. If you let him go like we did, he'll just give you the place of some treasure. There's a white guy named Mr. Black and a black guy named Mr. White. They're both part of the same gang. Possums can play dead, the bastards, they'll even show dead on the minimap. If you hogtie someone in their own bed, Arthur can yell goodnight. Arthur will draw pictures of new animal species that he finds. However, if Arthur is drunk, he will make drunken drawings of them. Just above Lake Isabella, there's a frozen couple of corpses that might be the start of a new secret. In the mountains, there is something that looks like a Bigfoot skeleton. I guess that's why nobody managed to find him in the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. If you loot a pocket watch, you can actually use it to check the time. Talking about the time, the in-game clocks that are everywhere actually do work. Same goes for the bells on clock towers. Houses actually get built, just like the one at Valentine, but if you kill the workers, the progression will stop. Animals can prey on other animals like bald eagles trying to catch fish from a river or other birds catching a rat on the ground. Fire is terrifying. The Ku Klux Klan is in the game and you can have some nasty fun with them. Don't forget the previous point. NPCs can clean up the blood from the table if they get hit while playing finger fillet. If you kill certain NPCs, they tend to stay dead, so if you kill someone's wife, he stays alone. NPCs can fart. There's a crashed aircraft in Red Dead Redemption 2, which might be the early test flight of the one happening in the first game, which chronologically plays after Red Dead Redemption 2. West of the Van Horn Trading Post is a creepy house with an even creepier secret lying within. Near the Braithwaite Manor, there's someone locked up in an outhouse. She seems to be going insane. Although, to be fair, if I was locked up in a shitter, I would do the same. Also, if you shoot someone in the leg, a few days later, they're limping around. Light realistically shines through Arthur's ear. Arthur can become a thick boy, giving negative attributes. You can make gas trails that also spread. If you hold the start button, you instantly get into the map. You can also get a cheat menu by holding Y or triangle in the options menu, and so I'm happy that Rockstar keeps cheats alive. NPCs can hunt animals like this guy. Too bad he got wrecked by the same bear he tried to kill. When shooting a deer in the leg, it will fall over and cry. In the catalogs for the Cattleman revolver, you can see a reference to the long work hours and unpaid overtime at Rockstar Games, something the bosses of Rockstar bragged about. The text reads, "It is made by skilled laborers who work tireless hours each week and on the weekends for little pay." Sounds familiar, innit? You can see your own smell in Deadeye mode, and rain covers your smell. When near a beehive, they will swarm you. Weather affects foliage. If you kill an animal and leave their body, it will decompose over time, leaving only bones behind. Talking about decomposing bodies, after a mission, lawmen can come over to get rid of the bodies, so don't hang around for too long. Water near factories or coal mines is covered in oil. If you burn someone, looting them is going to get complicated since their stuff burns too. You can attract gators by leaving bodies in their swamp. Arthur will be singing from time to time. There's random duels on the road. NPCs can actually notice if you're following them.
Why's you be trailing me all over the place?
People will still shoot you if they're caught in your lasso, but not hogtied yet. After it stops raining, it's possible to see a rainbow. When Arthur skins a bird, he puts their guts inside a little bag. NPCs grab stuff from their carts and walk around with it. People get dirty from falling in the mud. And there's a giant snake in the forest. The ammo on your bandolier will change depending what weapon you're using and running with. There will also be less on it depending on how much you got for the gun you're using. The blowback of a gun can push enemies straight through a window. There's a monk chilling high up in the mountains. This handsome feller exists. If people shoot your boat, it can sink. If it rains, your campfire will get wet and shrink. Your horse will fight back if you hit him. Railroads are built over time, and you can steal a scarecrow's hat. Arthur can swim, but John cannot.
Can't herd, can't swim.
Give it a rest, will ya? We ain't kids no more.
There's a reference to the Rockstar game named Bully, also known as Canis Canem Edit, and rain pipes actually work after it has rained. There's a news article about the donkey ladybug from Red Dead Redemption 1. And now they're getting a bit more gruesome. Someone's arm can get amputated, in full detail.
What the hell you doing? Get count.
There are dead children in the game, however the game does not let you shoot the bodies. If your horse dies and you don't have any revives left, you have to mercy kill him. Blood can keep pouring on the ground depending on how you hit someone. There's a freaky two-headed child corpse somewhere in tall trees, and if you enter the wrong house, you can get raped. Luckily, you can kill the guy.
Now come here. Oh, you struggled. And you lost.
But this is all we have for today. We're impressed that you made it through all of this, and for more crazy details and Easter eggs, then make sure to subscribe to both of us here on the DannyonPC channel and on the Voices channel, Bloodhound. This was Danny and Bloodhound once again, and we'll see you on the battlefield.